Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Monday, December 3rd, 2012. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's jump right into the charts, and we'll start off with the usual S&P 500 E-mini futures. You'll see that the futures today are trading higher by about 6 points at the moment to 1420.5. Decent little pop this morning. All on the back of dollar weakness. Obviously, you know how that goes. When the dollar drops, the market pops. Nothing has really changed there. So decent little move. You can see right around 4 o'clock in the morning, the market started to rise and really trading higher ever since that time frame. Let's take a look at the U.S. dollar index this morning. U.S. dollar index futures are trading lower by 31 cents. That's a pretty sizable decline in the dollar. When the dollar falls, the markets will inflate. And that is sure enough the cause today. You can see the dollar coming under pretty good pressure on the sell side here. When the dollar moves lower, everything will inflate out there, and hence you have a higher stock market before the opening bell in the S&P 500 E-mini futures. So again, we'll see how low this dollar can go. The dollar looks like it does have some support in this vicinity, around 79.80 or so. So we'll see if the dollar can decline further. But you can see how it was defended right around that area. So we're going to have to keep a watch on this dollar. You have this fiscal cliff looming out there. That is definitely going to be the story over the next couple of weeks, regardless of any upticks or downticks in the stock market. Really what it's going to come down to, can these politicians make a deal? I don't think it's looking that promising, at least at the moment. So we'll see how it all plays out going forward. All right, a couple of other things to talk about here in this market before we move on to any other charts. It looks like there's some news out of Europe. Today, the European markets are all trading a little bit higher. You do have the French CAC 40 up over 1%. The German DAX is up 0.9%. Italy is up 1.6%. And Spain is up, I believe, 0.8%. So you have a decent little pop there across the board in Europe, and it's basically on the back of debt forgiveness coming to Greece. So it looks like German Chancellor Angela Merkel said in an interview that write-offs are feasible for Greece, and if that is the case, then the Greek government will be able to get some debt forgiveness there, and we'll see if that's going to be the new fad. But in any case, the market seems to like it. Traders should watch that. Let's take a look at the NBG, which is the National Bank of Greece. And you can see that was trading all the way up here at $1.95. It has since come back down, but it's still higher than where it closed. It closed at 177 on Friday. So today, National Bank of Greece, or NBG, is trading a little bit higher on the news. But it has faded already, so we'll see how that plays out. I'm not sure if we should make too much out of it, but that is really the cause at the moment for a little uptick in Europe. It looks like there's going to be debt forgiveness in Greece going forward. Now, last night you also had some China news. It looks like China manufacturing rose. It actually rose. PMI rose above 50. That shows there is growth going on in China, no longer contracting. Last month it was 49.5. That indicates contraction. So Chinese markets last night didn't do anything. The Shanghai index was down 1%. Hang Seng was down 1.2%. The Indian Sensex, which has been on fire lately, that actually closed slightly lower, not down all that much, but it was down about 0.2%. So again, we're not going to make too much out of Asia today. I think traders still need to be on their toes and expect volatility really across the board, even with this early market rise in the S&P 500. All right, let's take a look at a few other things here. Gold is trading higher today. You're getting a decent little pop in spot gold, which is up about $6 to $1,718 an ounce. So decent little uptick there. We don't want to make too much out of it. Let's take a look at the GLD. You'll see the GLD this morning is trading right around 166.27. Closed at 166.05. So not really that big a deal, but you are getting a slight little uptick there in the GLD. I don't think anybody should make too much out of it. With the dollar being weak, gold should trade higher. So should oil. If the dollar catches any kind of a bid, then traders should watch for gold and oil to come down. Let's take a look at WTI light sweet crude, which is up 57 cents today to $89.47 a barrel. Light sweet crude is what we use here in the United States. Let's take a look at the USO, which is a proxy for that. And you can see USO is trading up to $32.80, closed at $32.56. So decent little uptick in the USO this morning, catching a bid. Light sweet crude also catching a bid, higher by 55 cents at the moment. So we'll watch that there. Again, oil, in my opinion, is up on the weaker dollar. If the dollar goes down, oil, commodities, and so forth will be the first to inflate higher. Gold, silver, copper, things of that nature. And today you see a nice little pop in oil at the moment. So again, it's all about the dollar. Dollar dictates every move in the markets as far as I'm concerned. Looking at stocks out here today, there's a few things you want to take note of. We'll go over a few names. There are not really that many gaps that I really like. Deckers is one that I see is trading higher. Stock is sitting right around $42 right now. It closed at $38.29, so that's a decent gap higher. The only problem is the stock has minor support, and I'm going to say minor because it's been so oversold. I don't know how many shorts are in this stock to keep this thing going. Really, it's just a short squeeze for the most part. But you're going to have some minor resistance levels at $42.85 and $45.86, possibly even some at $44.15. But in any case, the real big level for this stock is going to be $51.58. I know that sounds like a year away, and it may not even get there, and it may not. But that's going to be your real big level because this stock has just a ton of shorts in there, and it's very, very difficult to say where something that has been this oversold, the stock went from basically $120 down to $28 in just a few months. It's hard to say where this thing would go because of the shorts that are in here. They are going to get squeezed out. So I'm going to say your best shorting level here, if you want to try this, would be around $51.58. Super duper aggressive traders could probably try $48.85 and $45.89 and even possibly $44.15. But those are not going to be your best levels. Your best level is going to be really the $51.58 level if it could get up there. Like I said, I don't know if it's going to do that. The stock is just in my opinion, just a short squeeze in the making here. That's all it is. I don't really see any real conviction on this thing one way or the other. So I'm going to leave it there. I think the best level, though, is $51.58 if you want to try to short it. That's probably the best level that I see this morning. Another stock in the news today is Dell Computer. This is getting upgraded by Goldman Sachs. Closed at $9.64. It's trading at $10.16. I honestly don't see any real reason to own this thing. It's overbought already. It is a strong gap, so meaning it's coming out of a base, not coming from a high. So it's coming out of a 5-day base, but I just don't know if the upside is there. I don't know if you want to short this thing at all, but there's not a lot to do with it. I would not be a buyer up here at these levels on Dell Computer, regardless if it's Goldman or anybody else telling you that it's a buy at this price. But it is what it is. I'm not going to make too much out of it. There's a couple companies out there offering special dividends. I don't know if we want to make too much out of that either. I don't really see any other gaps out there that really look that exciting to me. All of them are pretty small, less than $1. Some of them are just about 50 or 75 cents. And unfortunately, I just can't do much with those kind of gaps. We need real gaps with some sizable moves, and we can make money off of them. Even the Deckers, which has a sizable move today, is really not giving us a good entry or setup, at least at the moment. So we just have to sit tight. It is a Monday morning. Sometimes Mondays can be a little bit on the quiet side, and we'll just see how the market plays out once it opens. Again, market futures are higher to start the day. That's on the back of a weaker U.S. dollar index. Also, more bailout news coming out of Europe, so that is giving the markets a lift. But you do have the fiscal cliff news looming here in the United States, and that could take hold at any moment. So be a little bit on guard. Again, early light volume market, weaker dollar. That usually is going to be okay. We'll see how the market reacts once the opening bell rings. Things could change rather quickly, and also you have to watch the politicians jawboning for the next couple of weeks. ahead of the fiscal cliff. So it's going to create some volatility. Just be prepared for that going forward. With that said, everybody, I'm going to leave it there. Have a great trading day, and we'll see you back on the charts tomorrow. Take care, everyone.